here in my garage. Just bought this new Subaru here. A lot of fun to drive up here in the Colorado hills. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge. Hopefully you got the Tai Lopez reference there. When I decided to film in my garage, I immediately thought of that old viral video. And then I realized that he's talking about knowledge and me doing a review video is about sharing my knowledge. So it just seemed like a perfect fit. As I said before, I did just get a new to me Subaru Forester, and it came with these Bridgestone Ecopia 422 Plus tires. At first, I thought things were great. I was testing out the car, getting to learn how it handles, where the limits were within reason. And on dry pavement, it felt totally normal. How much you can chalk up to the highly respected Foresters or all Subarus all-wheel drive system, and how much are actually the tires, who knows. But anyway, that was good. I went for a drive after it had rained, so the roads were still wet. And even then, still did pretty good. I had one time where it felt a little funny, but nothing, panic-inducing. But what was panic-inducing was when I was driving in the rain on the highway, going in a straight line, not merging, not turning, not hitting the brakes, and out of nowhere, the tires completely broke loose. And I went a 180 and then snapped back another 360 before rolling out a final 180 to end up going relatively straight, but the momentum still drifted the car ultimately into a ditch. Now, luckily, it didn't flip. I didn't hit anything. Nothing was damaged. And, everybody left the situation completely fine. But that was really startling. After that, I was pretty concerned about the situation. And I was out doing some work and driving home in even just a pretty small amount of rain, pretty mild, more of a sprinkle almost. And I just was coming to a stop at a stoplight. Somebody ahead of me stopped a little more abruptly than I was expecting. So I just had to apply a slight bit more braking than I probably would have before. When I'm hitting the brakes, I start to feel the car turning and not drifting, that's a little dramatic, but kind of shifting, kind of rolling to one side. It stayed in the lane. I didn't hit anybody and there was no harm, no foul sort of thing. But it was just another incident a week later where I'm in wet conditions and the car acts unpredictably. So after these two different instances, I was starting to recognize a pattern. So I went online to see if I was alone or if other people had had that experience. I thought that Subaru was a, pretty respected brand, and they probably wouldn't put trash or dangerous tires on their car. But I guess I was being too optimistic. Turns out there's a lot of reviews of people who had scary experiences in the rain. Someone last week on Reddit that had almost word for word my experience of being on an exactly straight road, maintaining the same speed, and then having it break off out of nowhere. Other people who have had some scarier incidences, but not quite to that level. And then when you read the reviews on the snow performance, it sounds so dramatic and so negative. If you are getting a Subaru, it would be good for you to know that outside of dry pavement, you probably should budget in some new tires. If you are just in the market for new tires in general, maybe you were attracted to these tires because they are designed for getting better mileage than most. I personally don't think that the trade-off is worth it in safety for a couple bucks in gas, unless you live in some desert climate and it basically never rains. So those are my thoughts. Good luck out there and see you next time.